Welcome back to another Sunday walk video, except I'm not walking today. I'm just sitting in the backyard. I actually have to finish this pretty quickly because I have a dinner to go to. But I did want to recap some of my thoughts from last week, this weekend, and talk about what to expect this week. First of all, I'm guessing a lot of you guys did watch my video that I put out last night, which was like a vlog video, very new, never done it before, vlog video of me walking around the Bitcoin conference. I thought it was interesting. I didn't know how well received it would be, but based on the comments, most of you guys loved it. In fact, I saw many comments. I premiered it, so there was like a live thing going, and in the comments I saw a lot of you guys say, now you want to attend the conference next year, which I really do recommend going to a conference. I know it's a bit pricey, but it's worth it. You get a lot. The atmosphere, meeting people, hearing from the speakers. It's just a good experience, especially this last one. The best one I've attended so far, by far. But anyways, the video was very well received. I think a lot of you guys do enjoy it, so I'm going to continue it. So now, from now on, when I go to a conference, I'm definitely going to have someone that just follows me around and records. You know, I might even make it live, although live might be like kind of boring because even though I try to keep it like one continuous roll, there were times I cut because it was just like too boring, nothing was going on, right? But you know, who knows? I may do a live, maybe not. I'll just like continue to do it, and I may even do it for other things too. Because a lot of you guys do just like, you know, watching me do stuff and talk about stuff. I may even just do like vlog of other stuff, but for now, I know that for the conferences I'll definitely do that, or invited places, or you know, that's crypto related. I'm going to do that a lot more. But yeah, again, I don't think I need to say anything more about the conference other than it was just good and humbling, meeting a lot of people and so forth. I do have other clips that I do have done. I'm going to post probably next week. There's more things that you guys didn't see just on that final day, the first 2 days. Talked with a lot of other people as well, so I'm gonna put out something like that too. But the vibe was just awesome. Now, after the conference, obviously we saw Bitcoin come down a little bit. Went down to like 102, 103. Now we're back almost to 106. This obviously was done intentionally. I saw that yesterday or the day before we had a $600 million liquidation once again. So again, it's just the market makers and the whales that are just trying to flush out the longs. It happens every single time. Obviously leading up to the conference and during the conference, a lot of people very bullish throughout all their longs, right? Even that James Wynn guy had a 40x long and he got liquidated. Okay, so it's obviously just a shakeout once again from these market makers and whales that just want to drive everyone out. And now that we started over, we're ready to come back above, right? It's really that simple. There was no bad news. There wasn't this like 10% drop during the conference. It was afterwards. And even with someone like James Wynn that, you know, threw down whatever amount that he did, he lost $100 million. I mean, that's what I've always said. For Bitcoin to have these wild moves takes so much money, so much money. I know that 100 million that he lost that was the position size. He actually put in like maybe 10, 15 million or whatever it is. Still, it's a large amount to lose, right? So whenever you're playing with leverage, you gotta be careful. Everyone always thinks they're a genius when they're winning, when everything's going up, until it's not, and it starts getting choppy and comes down, right? So you gotta be careful. But I think obviously nothing has changed. We are moving higher. We're trending higher. It would not surprise me by tonight when Asia wake up, or tomorrow morning, we're right back up to like we're 108, 109 level, maybe even 110. We're not that far off from our previous high, and we're definitely getting ready for that next leg up. I've been saying that for about a week now, and a week or two. It's just It's a matter of when, not if, and it's going to happen. Now, this week, in terms of macro conditions, only a few things. Europe, I think on Tuesday, I think Australia is going to have a rate decision. And then Thursday, the ECB is going to have a rate decision. And it's anticipated that ECB will cut by 25 basis points. Right. Now, ECB in the U.S. before used to follow each other, but not anymore. ECB is kind of cutting, and in the U.S., we haven't gotten any cuts for a while, and that's because we have a lot of other things going on. ECB maybe decides not to cut, because of, the EU and the US. We're trying to formulate some kind of trade agreement, right? Maybe it doesn't happen. Maybe it does. I don't know when or if, but maybe there's a surprise or something. I don't really know. So those two events, I think there's a few other economic reports that's coming out this week that may sway things. But overall, in terms of Bitcoin and crypto, the momentum is here. Nothing's going to draw away. There may be more movement on the Genius Act. That may be pushed forward, and if so, I don't know if you guys heard that. It was kind of wild. If the Genius Act gets pushed through, and it is slowly being pushed through, that is a huge catalyst to drive us upwards. Even though that is just related to stablecoins, but it shows, again, how bullish things are in the U.S., right? During the Bitcoin conference, you got Eric Trump, you got Trump Jr. and Vance and everyone, right? Still being ultra bullish, still trying to push things through, like the Bitcoin Reserve, and talking about their new mining company. I mean, just trying to make America as great as possible in terms of crypto. So those things are not going to stop. And Genius Act is like another layer of that. Trying to create a really good framework for stable coins, which also separates it out from all the other classes within, right? Before, Gary Gensler would just say everything's a stable coin. I mean, everything's a security. Stable coins, staking, any layer ones, anything that wasn't proof of work, all these things. Right now, we have like a clear definition, and everything's starting over, which of course is very, very good. Outside of that, there's really nothing yet. Like in terms of alts, they're still a little weak from the recent dip, but I anticipate if this week we climb back up to our 109, 110 level, things will come back to normal. XRP, Sui, Solana, they got a little weak. I'm not gonna lie, they got a little weak. They fell down a little bit lower than expected, but again, I think they're gonna come back up. Right now, retail's still kind of finicky. Bitcoin is the big daddy, and it's being led by institutions, and you don't want to ignore it. I told you guys time and time again, you gotta have Bitcoin in your portfolio. If you do, you're not worried about any of this. It's really the alts I know that a lot of people are more panicked about, but the good ones will come back, and nothing's gonna change. But everything else may be behaving differently. I'll tell you that's really it. There's really not much else to talk about. I have my pool open in case you guys want to see it. I've been working on this, trying to keep it clean, and looks pretty good. I got a vacuum in there, but those of you guys that are pool owners know that, or if you're not a pool owner, knows that you got to like keep the chemicals and stuff to the saltwater pool. You got to get the salt level right, and then you got to get a chlorine and the pH level and all that stuff. I think I got it pretty good and got it pretty clean too. So when it warms up, then I may be doing some Sunday walks in this pool. I'm just joking. I'm not going to be doing Sunday walks in that pool. It's mostly for my kids and their friends to enjoy. Anyways, that's pretty much it, guys. Like I said, I got a dinner to go to, so unfortunately I'm not doing my walk. It is beautiful out, still springtime, I guess, not summertime. Is really nice. But I'm glad to be home because, whenever I travel, it takes a lot out of me. It takes a lot out of me, but I was very glad to see how well the vlog video did. So I will do a lot more in the future, and I may even expand upon that. And there's more that I'll be putting out, like I said, next week. But that's it, guys. I'm gonna keep it nice and short. Things are looking still good. Don't be discouraged by the recent dip. I knew it was gonna be a shakeout and we're gonna come back, and it looks exactly like that. And nothing has changed, and things are still looking good. All right, guys, smash the like, subscribe to the channel. Take care. Have a good one. Bye-bye.